Yeah, from the dust to the throne, no fear in my bones. We move. They told me slow down, stay in line, but pressure made a diamond.
See, like I tell people, commercial real estate is not something you joke with. And this particular deal right here has just buttressed my point. In my last video, I was talking about the 5 major expressways in Lagos. As a real estate investor, you are interested in commercial real estate, you want to make it big in real estate, not just there to joke. These are the places you shouldn't take your eyes off. And I mentioned one of them as the Lekki Epe Expressway corridor. And now we are here to give you a juicy offer. Now, just to understand the magnitude of what we're talking about, Lagos is the most populated city, most populated state in Nigeria, with over 22 million people and counting. The city has a record of growing with about 2 million people per year. So you should imagine the projections. And also, Nigeria in general has more than 220 million people. That's the most populated black nation on earth. So Lagos is already taking almost 10% of the entire population of Nigeria. So you can imagine what it is to own a property in a location that is this populated. How much more you are owning a commercial property. You all know how viable it is when it comes to businesses in Lagos, and people have been looking for office spaces. In fact, since this project started, a lot of persons are tripping here to inquire if they can rent the unit, and we said, hold on, let you, the landlord, decide whether you want to rent out your unit or not. So when you come on board, then you can now decide to rent out your unit. So that's the beautiful thing about this location. We are currently in Ajah market. Yes, for those who understand the dynamics within this location, Ajah is the midpoint between the Victoria Island, Lekki Phase 1, and then Epe. The midpoint is where you find Ajah, already booming in population. The Lekki Epe corridor is already populated and businesses are thriving within this area. So this is a good location to pitch your tent. As a landlord, as an investor, or even a business owner, you are tired of having surprises from your landlord. Each time you expand your business location, your landlord can tell you, no, I want to make use of this premises, or you can't do this, you can't do this, and you can do this here. And then most of those rules may not reflect the dynamics of your business. So you need your own space where you dictate your own rules. This is something to look out for. You need a branch office where you can expound, and then you have your branch and all, and then a location you can call your own, not just another rented location. As a business, you feel it is time to own your own space. This is something to take advantage of. In terms of accessibility, it's positioned in a location whereby customers can always access, and then that puts you in a position of strength as a landlord. If you own this property, negotiating good deals for your tenants to come in and rent and command good rental value, it's a no-brainer. So this is something to take advantage of. We have made the process seamless. We have made it easy. In fact, you can key into shops of various sizes, showrooms, office spaces, whatever it is, of various sizes. We have 20 square meters, 30, we have 40, we have 50 square meters, we have 70 square meters. In fact, you can even have 150 square meters, depending on your capacity, depending on your usage. So this is something to look out for. And I encourage you to do well to plan to have multiple shops. You can have this as your retirement plan. So some of you do 2, 3, 4 jobs, irrespective of where you work in the diaspora or so. You worked under the code and all that, any money. So it is not every time you allow the expenses that you have back at home in Nigeria to consume the additional money you must have saved over the years for one family emergency or the other. So you can have an investment back at home whereby whatever expenses you have to do whenever you come for 30 December, the funds for that expense is already waiting for you from the money you make within that axis. So instead of stressing your business, stressing your job, your 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs just to make something, and then you are still spending after taking care of the bills you have over there, and you are still spending more back at home. This is something that can serve as an answered prayer. So all those people who are calling you and asking you for money, you can make sure you have them settled with an investment like this. And also you can plan for your kids. Own multiple units, let them have something in their name, and you've settled them for life. That is something to look out for. We'll be delighted to help you out with the process. We have made the process seamless. Just let us know your intention. Fill the forms, call the numbers on your screen. We will walk you through the process of getting it done. In fact, if you don't have the entire money at once, the good news, you can start with an initial deposit. With just about 30% down payment, you already own your unit. We will work out a plan with you to pay up your balance within 6 months, 12 months, or if you want to go beyond that, you let us know. Work out the plan for you and we can make that work. You see, this 2026, don't sleep on any deal. Any good and juicy offer you are getting, do not sleep on it. Make sure when these new businesses are looking for landlords to take their money for a business space, be at the receiving end. be at the receiving end. You may not have had time to start running another business to give you side hustle. You may not have had the time to, excuse yourself from your existing business so you can start working to get other source of income. But you see, with this investment right there, it is tangible, it is feasible, it's not an abstract investment. You own your shop, it is not long-term lease. I'm talking about ownership. You own your space, you own your shop, you detect what happens there, and then you keep cashing out your generational wealth from this. So this is something I encourage you to take advantage of. Whether you are watching here in Nigeria or one of those watching from the diaspora, if you do not multiply your investment portfolio in real estate through commercial real estate, you are still sleeping, guys. So do well to call those numbers on your screen. I'll be delighted to help you out in the process. My name remains Peter Odiakose once again. Always glad to bring you more updates within the property market. Bye.